I'm Mrs. Livermont, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about AP Literature. So the course is called AP Literature and Composition, and essentially this is a college level course that requires extensive reading and writing across what is considered the traditional literary canon, as well as a variety of more contemporary pieces. It's the expectation that students are in this class because they want to take the AP exam, which this year is Wednesday, May 5th. Sign-ups for the AP exam are in October, just like they were last year, so earlier sign-ups. In this class, we read and write extensively from a variety of genres. So there's novels, plays, short stories, etc. Anywhere from the 16th through the 21st century. There's American, British, and European authors. There are 3 core novels that we'll be reading this semester. So Brave New World, Bless Me Ultima, and A Raisin in the Sun. In addition to those 3 core novels, students have a text, a reference text, so it's called Essential Literary Terms. It's the 2nd edition. And we'll be bringing in a variety of different poetry and short stories and tying those in with some of our different novels and units of study. So all those texts will be provided to students and shared with them via Google Classroom. We do a lot of writing in this class in preparation for the AP exam, and we use AP's new 6-point rubric. So last year they revamped the rubric, and it was the first year that we used it. The new rubric, I think, is a little easier for students to follow in terms of categories where they need to improve and rationale behind their scores. So we'll be using that exact rubric for all formal writing assignments. And all assignments in this class are going to be submitted to Google Classroom, so both posted and submitted via Google Classroom, unless otherwise specified. Some essays will be in a timed format in preparation for the AP exam, and many of those will be submitted using turnitin.com. But the method of submission will be clearly communicated to students and on the directions that are posted on Google Classroom. All grades in this course are based on a point system. So grades are calculated by points earned versus points possible. To earn an A in the class, students need to have a 90% or higher. B would be an 80% to an 89%, a C a 70 to 79, a D 60 to 69, and so on and so forth. Students should be able to keep close tabs on their current progress in the class by looking at their scores both in Google Classroom and also on Infinite Campus. So attendance is a really important component to success in the course. Students are expected to be in class, whether it's virtually during distance learning or in the physical classroom later in the year. They need to be there on time and ready to go. While we're on distance learning, that means being logged into Zoom at the designated time, prepared with their texts and their device and ready to go. And participation is an essential element of this class. This is not a class where learning occurs in isolation. This is a class where we're going to be reading extensively, discussing and interacting with the text in class in order to expand our knowledge on that genre and of that text. Late work. So all assignments have a very clearly specified due date on Google Classroom. Some assignments will be due the same day. That'll be clearly listed. Sometimes students have until the following class meeting to submit assignments. So that's going to be very typical with different homework assignments and whatnot, where we'll start it in class and then what they don't finish, or there might be an additional component that they'll need to do outside of class and submit before the next class meeting. A lot of the preparation for the class is completing the required reading by the specified date. So most of the reading takes place outside of class. They read the text, and then in class we interact with the text and we discuss it and break it down. Late work in this class, this is a college level class, will not be accepted. So I give them 2 opportunities. So the first 2 things that are submitted late, I'll still accept for full credit. This gives them a little buffer in case of a technical issue or something that might come up. So those first 2 assignments would be accepted for full credit, and then after that, additional late work would not be accepted. If students don't turn in anything late, they don't need to use those, 2 passes, if you will, then they could earn extra credit, 5 points of extra credit, which would be the equivalent of an assignment at the end of that semester. So it's the student's responsibility to check Google Classroom every class meeting to see what the assignment is, to keep track of their reading log and make sure that they're current with the assigned reading. So they will log in and look, and they should be able to see that, by the start of that class meeting. And if they're absent, they need to go there and check to see what it is that we did in the class. They can also contact me beyond that if they need, additional help, they have additional questions, they want to discuss it, and we can set up a time to go through it. But Google Classroom is always going to be, the first stop. If they are absent and it's an excused absence, then they would have additional time to make up whatever assignment was assigned, during that day when they were gone. If they miss a quiz or a test, that has to be made up by appointment. And basically they would send me an email, and we would go over that and just set up a time when we could meet to facilitate that exam. And they have a week to contact me and schedule that makeup. Let's see. Most likely, if they miss an exam, they will be given an alternative exam. So it won't be the same test that was taken in class. It'll be a different version. And usually different class periods take different versions of exams. And even within class periods, there's different versions of exams. There are some things that you can do, I think, to help your student be successful in the course. And, in addition to the communication I know you have with them all the time and just checking in, what are they doing, and, what'd you work on today? Just checking their Google Classroom, which you should have access to, and just seeing, the assignments and the due dates. Keeping an eye on Infinite Campus and seeing how they're doing in the class, and if anything is in there is flagged as missing, or if there's, a particularly low score, asking them, what's going on with that and what's their plan. Please feel free to contact me at any time. I'm happy to, respond to any emails, answer any questions. We could meet via Zoom if you'd like to do that. So please, if you have questions or you're concerned about any aspect of the course, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much.